Yes,
the Lenovo Legion Go 2.
This is the actual heavy hitter.
Which we know is coming this year. We don't have a firm date on it yet, though, do we?
No, there's none.
We just saw the prototype
We saw
and the
a
specs.
prototype, yeah.
So that, I mean, it's probably this year. There's a possibility it's next year.
Yes. I would say, realistically, since we've seen a prototype, which means subject to change.
And we know that not all the variants of the Go S are out yet. We've got to wait until May for the Steam OS versions.
Yeah.
So that's halfway through the year. Are they going to then the next month drop the Go 2? Of course not. They're going to leave sales happen. So at best, you're looking at the end of this year.
I was going to say end of this year earliest. Yeah. I would say, if not beginning of next year.
Now this does have a compelling offering.
Yes.
It has the Z2 Extreme.
Yeah.
Which, as we were saying, is a step up the 3.5 RDNA.
Yeah.
It has. The screen is the most compelling part of this for me. It's what we were saying that would be the dream with the Ally 2. An 8-inch OLED VRR panel. Now, it's a prototype, so we still don't know if they fixed VRR flicker with OLED.
Yeah.
If they have, that's a game changer.
Yes.
If they haven't, they've just overlooked it or they're not worried about it. Because it's not like a breaking problem. They can still work. You just get flacker. You get flicker in the dark areas.
Is that what Pac-Man does?
He flackers. So that's a really compelling offering. It was 32 gig as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, 32 gig. 8-inch. Yeah, it's just that OLED VRR flickering. I couldn't deal with it.
It would be a real problem.
I literally couldn't deal with it, which means I would turn off VRR.
Yeah, which defeats the object.
Yeah. So I couldn't deal with it unless they could prove that it's not an issue.
Yeah.
Or people test it and show that it's not. Which again, you could still find regional variant changes.
Yeah,
of panels.
Of course. Yeah.
You might.
That's a really important point to make as well, especially with panels, because they're not always universal internationally.
Yes.
Some regional manufacturing will use slightly different manufacturers for their panels in different areas. So it may be that they've gone universally international to fix this problem.
Yeah.
Or it may be that the American version has flicker, but the European version doesn't.
Yeah, or vice versa. Yeah.
That would be, so you can't guarantee it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. But let's pretend in a ideal world that they fixed it.
Yeah.
Then wicked. 32 gig of RAM, Z2 Extreme, which is an increase. You're probably looking at 20% increase over the Ally.
It'd be noticeable.
Yeah, 32 gig of RAM, perfect. You've got 16 gig of VRAM, 16 gig of system RAM. You're laughing.
Yeah.
I suppose the only negative here, and I'm sorry, Lenovo fans, is the software. So,
we had that criticism about Asus before the Ally X.
Massively.
The software was awful. Armory Creator's got a history of being
trash.
Yeah, let's be being kind to it. They overhauled it.
Yeah.
And it genuinely is one of the most redeeming features of that console.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, it's so good.
And obviously that's going to be carried forward to their other things. You've got the XG Mobile and all the rest of it's going to be in there as well. Lenovo's software is not there yet.
It's not the same standard, no. And it doesn't matter because you're buying it for the parts, really, so you can not even use the Lenovo software potentially. Because people put Play Night on these devices, which is like a UI that just grabs all your games together and you can make it look fancy.
And also,
stuff.
if Xbox operating system does come about,
precisely,
it may not even be part of the conversation anymore.
Yes, exactly, because Game Bar might turn into something bigger. And stuff like that, which we've seen with, is it the Z2? I think it's the Z2. Oh, the Z Go. Oh, whatever it is. The Z2 Go S. What's it? What is the one that's got Steam OS on, but it's also got a Windows variant? I don't know anymore.
The Lenovo Legion Go S.
The Go S. We've seen already that Lenovo have gone the route of going Game Bar for some of the options.
Yeah.
Right, where you push the button on the right and then it pops up on the left.
I know.
What? But anyway, when you look at the software, it's just not up to scratch.
No.
I'm sorry, it's not. But again, that maybe you don't care. Maybe you don't care about the software experience.
Well, you've got to consider all these things.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
why we bring them up, because you're trying to make a purchase decision, and part of that purchase decision is your user experience. And currently, SteamOS isn't actually out yet.
No.
Xbox OS, or whatever it's going to be called, isn't out yet. So your user experience is Windows and then whatever software they've got. And so currently, Asus is the best offering for that.
I might be, just to clarify, I might be confusing my thoughts of the Windows Game Bar thing with the MSI Claw 8 AI
I was just going to say, because MSI's is awful as well.
Yes, I think, sorry, I'm getting confused with that.
MSI's looks like it's been made by a child.
Yes, it does, yeah. But before we get onto the MSI, because that's actually a real product, the Lenovo 2, the Go 2 Z59.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, it's not even real. So, you know, that one, we're saying end of this year, early next year.
But that's a guess.
That's a guess. These specs, you're looking at least 1,100, I reckon.
Comfortably.
You know, 1,100 for that, right? By that point, if Asus stick to their guns, the Ally X might be 600.
Yeah.
You know, okay, it might be 700, but it might be around that 600 price. You might be like $500 saving there.
Well,
and it's only an incremental step up.
Well, hopefully you enjoyed that clip of this extra special podcast. But what should they do if they want to see more?
Watch the actual full podcast, which can be found
smashed between our face. We're really good at this. I promise. It's better it's not any better.
It's never better.
It's funnier.
Maybe.